Who's God? Understanding. In God we trust. Good morning, friends. Today, let's explore a question that affects us all. What does it mean when we see the words "in God we trust" on our currency? Whose God does it represent? And does it align with the idea of freedom of religion? A brief history of the phrase, "in God we trust," first appeared on U.S. coins in 1864 during the Civil War, a time when Americans were searching for unity and divine protection. In 1956, it became the national motto, partly to distinguish the United States from the atheistic Soviet Union during the Cold War. But here's an important point. The phrase was never meant to endorse a specific religion or a particular concept of God. The First Amendment to the Constitution guarantees freedom of religion, prohibiting the government from establishing any one faith or restricting others. Whose God is it? The word God in God we trust is intentionally broad. It can mean the Christian God, Allah of Islam, Yahweh of Judaism, or any other deity. For some, it could symbolize a higher power, a universal spirit, or even the ideals of justice and compassion. For non-religious people, it may simply be seen as a historical phrase. Yet, there are those who claim that it refers exclusively to the Christian God, using it to push the idea that America is a Christian nation. This narrow view ignores the diversity of beliefs in our country and the founding principle that no religion should dominate over others. Freedom of religion and action in the United States was built on the idea of freedom, including the freedom to believe or not believe as we choose. The government's role is not to tell us whose God we must trust, but to ensure that everyone has the right to worship or not worship freely. This is why "in God we trust" is considered ceremonial rather than a mandate. It's not there to impose a faith, but to reflect a part of our history and culture. That said, it's worth asking, does the phrase still serve this purpose, or does it create unnecessary division? The bigger picture to claim that "in God we trust" is only about one group's faith undermines the pluralism that defines America. Religious freedom means respecting all beliefs, not insisting on just one. Let us remember the words of Galatians 3 verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Similarly, our founding fathers knew the dangers of intertwining religion with government. Thomas Jefferson warned, "All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent." Closing reflection, friends. Whether you see "in God we trust" as a symbol of faith, history, or something else entirely, let's not allow it to divide us. America's strength lies in its diversity of religions, beliefs, and people. Let's honor that by upholding the true meaning of freedom of religion, the right for all of us to follow our own paths without fear or favor. Thank you for listening, and may we continue to seek justice, truth, and compassion in all that we do.